to the shit show. Ladies and gentlemen, step right the fuck up. Welcome to the shit show. Come in, sit down, and shut the fuck up. Welcome to the shit show. Lights out, mask on. Whole damn temp been cursed since the day I was born. Red nose on the demon, black smoke in the air. Everybody fake smiling like they ain't scared. Step in the ring if you think you're tough. Bet your whole damn soul you ain't built for this stuff. Got lions off the train and they hungry as hell. This ain't no fun house, bitch. This is personal hell. Cotton candy lies and a knife in the bag. Pretty little clowns all dressed in black. Everybody cheer when the train goes off and act surprised when I cut shit off. You came for a show, now you're part of the pain. Every damn ticket got blood in the stain. Ain't no refunds, ain't no saving face. Once you in my circus, you know your place. Smile for the crowd, yeah, dance like a freak. Everybody loud to the monsters speak. You wanted chaos? Well, here it is. A middle finger wrapped in a twisted kiss. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down, shut the fuck up. Whole damn place going down, burning up. Welcome to the shit show, where the freaks all bite and the weak get cut. If you can't hang, then get the fuck up out of my circus. Welcome to the shit show. Blood on the stage, no mercy, no luck. Smile for the camera while the whole world erupts. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down, shut the fuck up. Step right in, motherfucker. You're one of us. Ringmaster grin with a switchblade smile. I've been walking this wire for a long damn while. Everybody watching, hoping I fall, but I built this tent from the bricks in my walls. Tightrope tension, snapback rage. I was born in the fire, now I own this stage. Every damn clown wanna talk that shit till I drag 'em backstage and I empty the clip. Got Dagobah twisted heads upside down. King of the wreckage, I run this town. House full of snakes and sequins and pearls. Fake ass kings and plastic girls. This ain't entertainment, this is survival. I don't need love, I came for revival. You can laugh all day till the floorboards crack, then I send that laughter straight to black. For the crowd, yeah, dance like a freak. Everybody loud till the monsters speak. You wanted madness, you wanted war. Now the whole damn tent wants more. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down, shut the fuck up. Whole damn place going down, burning up. Welcome to the shit show, where the freaks all bite and the weak get cut. If you can't hang, then get the fuck up out of my circus. Welcome to the shit show. Blood on the stage, no mercy, no luck. Smile for the camera while the whole world erupts. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down, shut the fuck up. Step right in, motherfucker. You're one of us. Step right up. Step right up. To the greatest wreck you ever saw.
It's just funny. It's just, if you found yourself in my energy, then you're well familiar with the shit show. But you're at the point where you're either already kicking your feet up or you're learning to kick your feet up, and you're learning to enjoy the shit show. You know what I was thinking about earlier? I was thinking about how life is always fucking us, right? But it gets to a point where it's like it's learning how everything works out for your favor. It's like, maybe instead of life just fucking me, it's like, this time I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna watch life. I'm gonna watch life spit on my dick and suck the shit out of it. And I'm gonna love it. And just sit back and let it happen. And it's just it's sitting back into the flow of things. It's stop trying to take control. Stop trying to take control of our life.
Let the whole damn crowd want more. Freaks in the front, blood in the drums. Everybody scream when the nightmare comes. This ain't a circus. This is a warning. This ain't a joke. This is me storming. To every fake face, every deep grin. Welcome to hell.
Hey, thank you.
Now let the show begin. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down.
rules. No rules. No saints. No judge. You know, but it's who's judging us? Who's judging us? Man, our government, our peers, our religious leaders. Who the fuck is judging us? You know, it's funny. Look at the people that would judge me. It's like, there's no way you're connected to God. There's no fucking way. It's people are always gonna believe what they want to believe. Why would I try to convince a fool that they're not a fool? I'd rather just show them.
Just chaos, rage, and a whole lot of rust. Welcome to the shit show. Come and sit down. Shut the fuck up. Step right in, motherfucker. Now the show's fucked
You know,
up.
but it's exactly, I'm the exact reason why they used to fucking, why they really detest, they detest my spirit. Uncontrollable. Unfiltered. Authentic. Authenticity. You know, they really detest that. You know, not a saint, not a sinner. No, well, but I mean, according to man, you know, we're all sinners, right? You know, but it's, you know, but according to the Most High, we're all worthy. You know, self-worth. Learning our own self-worth. Learning ourself. To know thyself is to know God. Yeah, that's what they fear, knowing yourself. You know, but what is to know yourself? Is it just the happy days, the sunshine, the good times? The sad times, the angry times? All the times. You know, is it the times we're in now, the times we're in the past, the times we'll be in the future. Where will we be in the future? Where we'll be in the future, you know, depends on where we're at right now. Mentally, not physically. Physically is deceiving. But mentally, energetically, spiritually, where are we? Are we going to church as sinners and waiting till the time in this vessel expires? Not till Sky Daddy comes down, because Sky Daddy isn't coming. You know what I mean? Are we gonna wait till time in this vessel expires? No time. The time is always right now. Well, the funny thing about that is, you know, you always find what you're looking for the last place you look. Well, because that should be the last place you look, right? And so whenever we finally get to the point and the place where you're like, you know what, I'm finally ready. It's always right now. But some of us, the right now, we prolong and procrastinate so long we forget that we even had that. And that's interesting too, though. A lot of us forget, you know, the contracts that we signed up for to come here to learn. A lot of us have already learned the lessons of previous tests, and we become comfortable because, hey, I've already mastered this. It's easy. I like it here. It's comfortable. I earned this. You know, but it's limiting ourselves. Selling ourselves short. You know, but it's also, I've done enough by whose standards? By man's standards? Okay. You know, but I've done enough. It's that's a mentality I struggle with sometimes. In both sides of it. You know, haven't I done enough? I pull enough weight. Why can't I just throw in the towel like everyone else? Everyone else throws in the towel, and so what? It's nothing. But then heavens forbid, I don't even throw in the towel. I just stop pulling the same amount of weight. And it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Are you doing okay? And it's like, yeah, I'm just pulling just my weight, not the extras. But haven't we done enough? Haven't we done enough sitting around and waiting for someone else to dictate our life for us? You know, but isn't that what we're doing? How many of us are actually taking control of our life? Knowingly or unknowingly? You know, it's funny, a lot of people think that they have control of their life, but do you? Mentally, physically, spiritually, do you have any control? You know, but what's control? You know, that's what they fear. They fear someone in control of their mind. And why do they fear that? Because of the power of our mind. Which is all the poison that we're fed is all meant to what? Disconnect us from ourselves. Disconnect us from our consciousness. Disconnect us from the Most High. Disconnect us. Not enhance us. Not increase our frequency. We've gotten rid of everything beneficial that increased our frequencies. You know, all the bell towers that we had to melt in a time of war because we're good as citizens and our country needs us. Let's tear down these bell towers and we'll melt them down and we'll send them away. Because our government would never deceive us. Our government would never lie to us. Our government would never use our own hands in our own destruction and our own slavery. Our government would never do that. Our religious leaders would never sell us out. Our religious leaders would never put themselves in between us and the Most High. Our religious leaders would not deceive us and tell us that we need them in between us. They wouldn't do that. Our religious leaders wouldn't, but it's, the whole point is to reign in heaven onto earth. The whole point, a lot of us, we're living in hell right now. Do we not, we can't fucking see that? We can't realize that? We're so fucking blind, we can't see we're already in hell? Or are we in heaven? I am. Because I choose to be. I know I have the choice. I know the choices that I make. I know the paths that I take. Heaven and hell. It's choices. You know, but staying on the right path. First eye on the Most High. You know, it's not easy to stay aligned. It's not easy. You know, I haven't been on here for a lot. And why? I got real life problems and shit I got to deal with. This is my time donated. I do this because I want to. When I have the energy. You know, we're short-staffed at work. There's lots and lots and lots of problems at work. And I feel like, you know, a lot of the weight's falling on my shoulders. Part of it, I'm taking the weight on my shoulders because I know what needs to be done. But that's battles I'm fighting with myself because it's not my responsibility to put all that weight. I turn down certain positions. It's like, I'm showing up and I'm doing my job. Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. You know, but I have a hard time not going over and beyond. But it's like, at what point do I say enough is enough? You know, it's, at what point do we stop being team players? At what point do we put ourselves above? You know, at what point? At what point do we choose us? You know, I had to make another choice to stop. It's exhausting, you know, just even, there's a lot of useful information in old videos I've made. But it takes a lot of time and effort to sit there and repost it and patience. It takes a lot of fucking patience too to sit there and upload it on all the apps. It takes a lot of time, energy. I would much rather use it recreating new stuff. not redoing old stuff, which is, kind of mediocre anyways, but what are the old messages? The old messages were, it's more 3D messages, right? It's not so much of the 5D lessons. I mean, yeah, there are those in them, right? But let's be honest too. People prefer that more. It brings more in. I get more followers that way, but I'm not in it for the followers. I'm not in it for that. I don't care about that. I don't care about it in the sense of people just following along to fuel into anger and aggression, because that's what I kind of see. That's why I kind of stopped doing the readings like that. Not because I don't see it that way, but because there's a higher lesson, there's a deeper lesson, and that's what I want you to learn. Not to say that, be aware of what's happening on the 3D level, but don't fixate on that. Fixate on the higher lesson so you can integrate the higher lesson and we can push forward and move forward. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. But being wise stewards of our energy. We have to sit back and we have to observe. We have to observe where our energy's going. Is it really worth it? But then we have the dilemmas, obligations, morals, there's lots of choices, lots of thoughts. But it's in times like that where I make it even more imperative that I take the time. I mean, I'm always taking the time. I'm always alone, right? I'm always alone. I'm always cleansing my energy. But it's at those times that we really need to. It's in the times of the confusion. It's in the times of the storm. It's in the times of stress and whatever, all the emotions. The heat of the emotions is, when we really dive deep into it. And from a logical sense, it's when we really sit there and, why am I feeling this way? And really explore it. Like, am I justified for feeling, all this weight on my shoulders? Well, why is all this weight on my shoulders? Does it deserve to be there? Who put it there? And it's, accountability. I'm putting weight on myself that doesn't belong there. Who put it there? Me. I'm to blame. Who put it on there? Them. They're to blame. Okay, now I'm aware of it. Now I can do something about it. But it's, the faster we catch on to stuff, the better. But it all comes from practice. Which, I mean, that's life. Didn't we learn that as a kid? It's you gotta fall off the bike a couple times before you learn your balance. But a lot of us, we've had plenty of lifetimes. We've had plenty of lifetimes here, but but they were unfocused. Then why? Well, we hadn't really it's been a lack of guidance, a lack of true proper guidance of, we have the same longings, we have the same earnings, the same call for home that resides in each and all of us. But what is that? Returning home, returning to our soul, returning to the Most High. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's just a pull and a call. It's just, once we learn to start following it, right? Okay, so it's been really stressful at work, right? And we're understaffed, and it's like there's been stuff that's been marked done and then not done, and then we got guests showing up, expected to be checked into rooms that are still dirty, and then we got a whole maintenance crew. We got maintenance crews cleaning all these fucking rooms, and so everyone's stressed out, this and that, and playing catch up, and already short staffed, and then doing stuff that's not even in my job description, and then with the smile on my face, right? But it's the connections that I've made with some of the guests because I still had the smile on my face. They wouldn't even be able to know how stressed out and pissed off and irritated I was because I didn't show it. But it's through that. It's okay. For instance, the owner's wife dropped off a whole bunch of landscaping stuff, palm trees to be planted, right? I would just fix the leaking sink and this and that. I was the only maintenance fucking person on. The only maintenance person on. I didn't even know the shit was showing up. And it's like, okay, but this is all new. There was a company before that used to remove the old ones and put the new ones in. Now, hey, we are so blessed, we get to do it all ourselves. Awesome, right? I'm doing a smile on my face. Didn't even know what was happening. Sure, okay, figure this out. Gotta unload the truck, unload all of it. And it's like, I'm the only person, I got all these calls, right? And I'm doing this and that. And I know, she spent a lot of time, she enjoys picking out the pots and plants and figuring out the display and how it goes. And I thought it was just a simple palm tree. No, these are big ass fucking trees. And then she's breaking down the layout for me. Oh, here's one of each flower around each one. And there's 4 or 5 different fucking flowers. And this is the layout. There's 20 fucking big pots. I'm talking like 55 fucking gallon potters. And it's like, it's like, do you even realize I'm the only fucking person here? And I'm not a full landscaper. I'm not a full anything. I'm a jack of all trades, master of a little bit of all of them, right? But it's like, holy fuck, do you even understand what's being asked of me right now? And it's not because of lack of ads being put out and this and that, but it's also, I turned down the position because I didn't want it. I didn't want this stress. I didn't want all these burdens falling on me because I also said no to the money. Because I didn't want it, what was attached to it. And here I am without the money, still picking all this fucking burden up. And it's like, well, fuck me, right? But I'm still doing it with the fucking, smile on my face. But it's the connections that I've still, made with these people. So in between, calls that I have to go do, my resort setting, I'm going back and I'm doing work up there because no one else is doing it. And it's not even just removing the old pots, it's all roots. It's nothing but roots. So it's not just dig up the soil and replant it. It's all fucking roots. It's a lot of freaking work. You think I want to be doing that? Fuck no. But I still go up there and do it. While other people, I keep going down to get more supplies. Oh, you're still sitting down there. Still sitting down there. Still sitting down there. Yeah, heard. Bet. But they're older people. It's a hard work, and they're older, and they're beat up, and it's like, come on, like what? Oh, but the manager, you have help. It's, hey, have you met help? So I'm already stressed out and doing that, and then hey, these guests are having a tough time with their TV. Can you go figure out their TV for them? Can you figure out their remote? Oh yeah, I was just twiddling my thumbs. I have absolutely nothing to do. Sure. The best is when I get calls to go bring towels to someone. Wait, you see what I'm in the middle of right now? Sure, let me drop everything and go bring towels. Sure. When everyone else has problems, when everyone else is short-staffed, maintenance come fix it. When maintenance is short-staffed and maintenance has all these problems, who comes help maintenance? I can't hear you. Oh, that's right. Nobody. But it's fun. It's fun. But I go up and I help, smile on my face. It's not their problem. It is what it is. The plants are probably we're going to die. Or who knows what's going to happen. But I can only do so much. And I'm still sleeping fine at night. Because I'm not bringing that stress back home with me. Fuck that shit. And it's been staying late. I get it. It's 4 o'clock. It's a shitty time to try to leave when everyone's trying to come in and all these problems are coming up. Which is why I changed my schedule this week. Because it's like, no. Because I feel obligated to stay when all this bullshit's going on. But then it's like, what am I staying for? I don't even know half these problems. I would have to figure it the fuck out. And it's like, so I'm going to volunteer to stay so I can volunteer to put all this time and energy into solving these problems that it's like, and I've already spent all day figuring out all these problems. I've been waiting till this time so I can go home and clock the fuck out. It's just, it's been a lot of fun, but to stay grounded and to show up every day and still put a smile on your face. And it's like, But yeah. I don't even know how we got on all of that, but, what did bring that up? I don't even know, but here we are. I was talking so long this shit shut off.
standing tall, but the enemy trapped me in shadows with my back pushed up to the wall. I will shatter the shield for you, baby. I will conquer the world for your sake. I will pull you from hell, you're my baby. Every enemy army will break. I'll defeat everyone in my way. I will pull you from anywhere, girl. Call the marks that I burned in your mind. I will conquer the whole damn world.
I remember your number, like the blood oath under my skin. Every digit like a drum strike, calling the victory in. I remember your number.
I will crush any storm, any thunder.
Can't forget, can't slumber. I remember your number.
Now the fire is burning inside me. Your voice is the only thing I hear. Through the chaos and battle for screaming, it's your name that keeps me right here.
Come back to me, my warrior. Through the flames in the endless night, my heart is the only kingdom that you need to protect with your life. I remember your number, like a blood oath under my skin. Every digit like a drum strike, calling the victory in. I remember your number.
I will crush any storm, any thunder.
Can't forget, can't.
Remembering our number. You know, our frequency. Our divine frequency. You know what's funny is these vessels, they look different every time we come back here, right? But you know what doesn't? Our frequency. You know what the demons remember? They remember our frequency. Because these vessels look different. These vessels look weak. They look easy. Nice little target. But it's frequencies. Why do you think they got rid of everything? All the frequency healings. Why do you think they got, well, healers too. Why do you think they got rid of all of us? Why do you think they got rid of everything? That's true healing. Mentally, physically, spiritually. You know, but that's how you shut it down, you know, but it's spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is it's a frequency war. It's everything. The clothes that we wear, the food that we consume, the water, everything. The music we listen to, everything. You know, but the lack of funding, the frequencies, raising our frequency. But that's you know, true. They talk about the armor of God. But what is the armor of God? It's, you know, but it's when you're at a certain frequency, nothing can stick to you. You know, when you're at a certain frequency, nothing can stick to you. But nothing. All right, black magic, you know, which is casting word spells, not going to stick to you. You know, like, you think I care about what someone that says about me? You know, that's cute. That's cute. You know, it's a frequency thing. It's not. It's not what happened to me. It's what happened for me. You know, when you resonate at that frequency, how the fuck can you lose? You can't. You can't. But it's the life we speak into ourselves. You know, a powerful destroyer can also be a powerful creator, and vice versa. Unfortunately, some of us know all too well of how well we can destroy things before we realize how well we can create them. Or how we're always creating. But it's the realization of the creation of the destruction. You know, it all starts with recognizing it. Awareness. But that's interesting too, awareness, frequencies. Being able to pick up on negative frequencies in the music, in the food. You know, when you treat your body like the temple it's supposed to be, when you treat your vessel like the temple it's supposed to be, you know, and you're resonating at such a high frequency, your body's going to reject food, your body's going to reject people, your body's going to reject music, it's going to reject TV, it's going to reject these things naturally. It's going to feel so off. It'll be an internal thing too. It could be physical, you know. You ever puked and smiled and said and gave thanks to God? I do that all the time because I know, I understand it's my body getting rid of something that wasn't meant to be there. So whatever it was, thank you. It's hard when you're in the hot flashes and you're bending over the fucking porcelain throne, puking your brains out, and you're just sitting here giving fucking thanks. But that's what I do. That's where I'm at. Where you at?
I remember your number.
Where are you at? You know, wintertime in reverse, final nail in the coffin. It's putting an end. It's putting an end to everything that kept us stuck. It's putting an end to self-sabotage. You know, it's negative talk, self-limiting beliefs. It's putting an end to every and anything that kept us stuck. Any and everything, preventing us from what? Moving forward, moving on. Moving forward, moving on. You know, but it's... A lot of times people sit there and we look at the past and we look at what was taken from me. It's no. It's if that's the way we're looking at it, it's the wrong way. You know, it's we always fixate on what we gained in return. And a lot of times it's thank you for that peace I just gained by removing them out of my life, by removing whatever it was. Thank you for that peace. Thank you for the peace that I just gained. Nothing was removed from me. I gained peace. And that's priceless. That's for somebody.
I remember your number. I remember your number.
Bob Dominator Duo here. Bob Dominator Duo here. See chill, neon light bright. Axis hold steady, ready for the fight. Iron ship, scripted digital show. We keep on knocking, rocking the door. Hammer strikes crash, let the sparks fly. Viking so bold it will never die.
Avalon dust,
We living in rust,
the iron is a must.
in the Avalon dust.
Avalon dust,
We living in rust,
the iron is a must.
in the Avalon dust.
Silver beard shines, bionic eye spies. Thunder screams loud, tear in the skies. Valhalla Colo, got the golden key. Sailing straight through the static sea. Moons of raw power, solid soul of ice. Victory is ours, pay the heavy price.
Victory is ours. Pay the heavy price. Protected by your ancestors. Let's give him a faith round and found out. Keyword, found out. That's for somebody.
Avalon dust,
We living in rust,
the iron is a must.
in the Avalon dust.
Avalon dust,
We living in rust,
the iron is a must.
in the Avalon dust. Bob Dominator Duo. Bob Dominator Duo. Hear the call
Hear the call.
through the dark.
We stand tall.
Cold in my breath, got the weight of the north. Forged in the dark where the lost come forth. Wolves at my side and the tide runs red. Every path that I walk leaves a trail of the dead. Storm in my veins, see the sky split wide. I was born in the clash when the gods collide. No crown on my head, no chain on my soul. Only fire in my heart and the need for control. Steel never lies and the weak won't last. Every scar is a shadow of battles past. If I fall, let the thunder descend. I break in the war, then I rise again.
Feel it burn like a flame in the night. Through the cold, through the pain, we ignite. No fear, no chains, we defend to the end. From the edge of the dark, we ascend, we ascend.
Blaze in the sky,
Hear the war drums roar. Born in the fire with the myth and the lore. Stand in the storm, yeah, we live for the fight. We don't fall.
reignite.
Blaze in the sky, let the echoes resound. Shake every king, bring their empires down. Live by the flame, never fade from the light. We don't break.
Reignite.
Frost on my skin, but my heart burns gold. Raised in the silence, fierce and cold. Queen of the storm, I don't kneel, don't pray. I take what is mine, I don't wait, I don't stay.
It's back to that energy of no one can ever take anything from you. You know, it's learning the power of our words. You know, it's learning the power of our words. It's, you know, it's learning the impact of the words that we speak upon ourselves and knowing that the only person that can fuck us out of our own destiny is ourself. And once you come to that realization, you start moving differently. You game changer. You start moving differently. But it's treating everything as a teacher. It's observing everything without necessarily labels on it. It's interesting too. It's learning to see through things, but it's seeing what's really in. But what's that? It's the deeper lesson. Because a lot of times we just fixate on the surface. We just fixate on the exterior. We fixate on the obvious lesson because that's what we're taught. We're not taught the ancient ways of doing things. Of what? Self-exploration.
Voices of ghosts in the wind I hear. Every loss turned to power, not fear. Love was a war that I chose to survive. Now I carry the fire that keeps me alive.
Ravens above as I step through the flame. Carve every victory into my name. If I bleed, let it water the ground. I rise from the ashes, unbroken, unbound. Blood, fire, battle-born rage. No gods, no kings. We break the cage.
Through shadow and storm, we claim the right from dust into flame.
We rise, we fight.
Flames in the sky, the war drums roar. Born in the fire with the myth and the lore. Stand in the storm, yeah, we live for the fight. We don't fall.
Reignite.
Flames in the sky, let the echoes resound. Shake every king, bring their empires down.
Live
By the flame, never fade from the light. We don't break.
reignite.
It's they were trying to grab your anointing. They thought they had it. They thought that they had it. But it wasn't theirs. It was never theirs. It could never be theirs. You know, it's the divine justice and support card. That's what I'm seeing. You know, it's touch not my anointed. Do my prophets no harm. it's heavy on the no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Yeah, weapons will be formed. Lots of them. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. But it doesn't matter how many. You know what's interesting? Lots and lots and lots and lots. I'm seeing lots and lots and lots of arrows coming and landing in formation and making a cut, and you just sitting up kicking back. That's the calm in the storm. It's knowing. We walk into battle, which is, just life a lot of times, right? But it's, how do we walk through? How do we walk through the battlefields, What's interesting too, it's being aware. It's conscious awareness. It's observation of seeing everything around you. Everything that you're passing through, everything that's happening. But at the same time, not fixating on anything, on any one thing. Not fixating on one thing. I'm looking at the elephant right now, and it's a giant elephant. Fixating on one thing. The giant elephant in the room. The giant elephant in the room keeping us stuck, keeping us frozen. But who's the giant elephant? What's the giant elephant? It's staring right at me. But it's us. But it's the things that we learn from observing ourselves. But it's, how do we observe ourselves though? It's not observing ourselves like looking ourselves in the mirror, which I mean what would that be? That would be like glamour magic, some mirror magic, some healthy positive affirmations, and self-love to yourself is always good for you, right? But it's, but how do we look at ourselves? We look at ourselves from a higher perspective. We look at ourselves, through a meditative form, in our state. But what is that? But what is meditation? Meditation, it's communication with God. Communication with God, looking from a higher perspective. But it's interesting too, is like, what I'm saying? It's the ways that we get it stuck. It's like, this is our vessel, right? It's our vessel, right? But our vehicles, they got multiple wheels, right? And sometimes one's frozen, sometimes they're all frozen. Sometimes we free up one, and guess what? We got 3 more that are frozen. But it's, sometimes it's overwhelming. We feel like we're supposed to be in an all-wheel drive vehicle, right? And it's all-wheel drive, right? But it's broken. Only one drive's working, and we're going uphill like this, right? But it's interesting too, is people mistake, slow movement for no movement. Just because it's not fast, just because it's not immediate, it doesn't mean it's not happening. But it only appears, that way, that it's not happening when we're sitting there and we're living in the future. We're not living here in the present, because if we were living here in the present, we wouldn't have the time to sit there and think about that like that. But that's a lot of it too, though, is a lot of times we try to rush. We try to quicken the process. It's never fast enough. But what's funny about that too is, our microwavable dinner meals, they're never fast enough. And for what? We're in such a rush to cram the zero nutrients that is in that down into our vessel. The zero nutrients. There's more toxins than there is nutrients in the food that we're consuming. And we're in such a rush to do it. But hey, this poison tastes really good, doesn't it?
Remembering fire,
Carry my name.
remember storm.
Remember the flame.
Remember the flame. What's interesting too, it's blatantly obvious to me the gap between these cards, the gap that was there. But it's the gap between, what they thought was going to affect you. It's the betrayal that they thought was going to be the end of you. It's, how are you going to do it without us? You would be nowhere without us. It's a reevaluation. But it's... We have no control over what other people do to us, but we have full control over how we choose to react to the situation. We have full fucking control over that. But it's the realization of that. It's the realization of the ways that we do or don't decide to give our power away. But it's at the end of the day, it's our choice, our decision. But our choices, our decisions, where does that land us? A lot of times people see this card and they're really quick to be like, to point out people that betray them and this and that. But it's, not as often do people sit there and they look at the ways that they were betrayed and they look at it as a blessing. A lot of times, when people thought that they were getting over on me, I used to front people, little things, right? Small amounts. Especially people I didn't want to deal with, especially people I was looking for a way out of dealing with them. Because, hey, you just opened that door right up. See you later, bye. And you thought you were getting over on me. Oh, no. No. But that's the game. You never front anything you can't afford to lose. And sometimes it's well worth it. It's well worth it. That was the cost. That was the cost of never having to deal with you again. I'll pay that all day long.
This generation got crosses on their necks, but idols in their hearts. Followers became gods. Platforms became temples. And repentance became offensive. But heaven is calling the remnant back.
Heaven's calling the remnant back. This reading ended. I don't know why I kept pulling. This reading was already over because it was already over. But it kept calling it back. But it's... When do we choose enough is enough? When do we stop ascending? Do we? When do we choose to stop working on ourselves? When do we choose to stop growing? Because it's all choices. And a lot of people, there's some people that might think that I still don't have my shit together. There's some people that might look at me and think, how the fuck do you get your shit together? There's many people that have many different thoughts. Most of them all wrong, with the hows and whys, because the hows are still a wonder to me at times. But I don't walk by faith. I don't walk by sight, I walk by faith. And I stopped trying to make sense of certain things. Because that's a big part of it too, is we overcomplicate things. And we let other people's opinions get in the way. And we betray ourselves. That's for somebody. Actually, I'm going to wrap that up right there. I'm tired. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for your likes, your shares, your comments, your gifts, the exchange of energy. And until next time. You know, the funny thing about that is like, well, when is next time? Well, it's always next time. Same cosmic time, same cosmic channel. You know, whether it's, the future, the past. It could be a past video, this could be a future video, who knows? But it's always right now. It's timestamps. People get caught up with timestamps. And it's like, it's just the state of where I just post the timestamps as if, like, that's just where I was at the point. That's where I was in my journey. Those are the messages that I was getting at the time. There could be subliminal messages hidden within them. It could have certain meanings to certain people. It could mean nothing to. They're collective. They're collective messages. So it's not always going to mean something to everything, to everyone. And that's a big part of it too. Is we all pick up differently. We all pick up on different things. We all analyze things differently. We all look at things through different sets of lenses. And I'm still focusing on mine. I don't know. I see pretty good. But the funny thing about seeing good is the more that you go and get eye exams, it's the worse that your eyesight gets. Because they always try to correct it. Here's a pro tip. You want to really save your eyesight? Go and get it paid for an exam. And then go and use that prescription. Write that down. It's not going to change much. It doesn't. My eyesights haven't changed, and I haven't changed my prescription since, I think, high school. I haven't changed it. Over 20 years. I don't... It is what it is. But there's also eye exercises. You can do eye exercises. You can go and you can watch the sun rise, the sunset. There's all sorts of things you could do. That, but why would they tell you that? It would put all the medical industries, out of business. It's job security for them, and it's the things they do to the slaves, and the slaves don't even know. But the slaves still think that they're free. Well, all right. I hope everyone enjoys being free. All right, until next time. No, puzzle time. As I'm on my way out. All right, catch you later, guys.